Hello, good evening. Hi everybody. Thanks for joining. Let's get rid of the overlay here, starting soon. Yeah, tonight we're gonna have a first look at a new indie game that's come out. I think it's by just a single developer. It's called Lakehopper, and apparently we have to restore and maintain our own aircraft and also do, you know, deliveries with it. It being a, yeah, it looks like a kind of a serious flight simulator. Like having a look at the controls, you get dedicated axis for both engines, also propeller axis. So there's like radio navigation in this game, all that stuff. So I haven't played it before, so I do not know what we're in for, but I'm very excited. It sounds like a ton of fun. Hi Ames. It sounds like a ton of fun, the concept. Yeah. Is that music maybe just a tiny bit loud, right? Bring that down a notch. Good, great, awesome. So, I've just started the game once. I think I have like 10-12 minutes of playtime, just because I set up all my controls here, and I hope that will work. I mean, for a small indie game, it's really impressive that I could just, you know, bind my Boeing yoke, my honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant, all that stuff. I hope it all works, but binding the axis was really a breeze. So I hope I did everything there correctly, and we can just you know, hop in. We're of course gonna do a default start, plane fully disassembled. We want to have the whole thing. Yeah, we want to assemble and repair it ourselves, of course. So let's see. That was a good timing with the change in songs there. Good. So let's quickly have a look at the plane. Obviously, missing some vital parts here. Also on the inside, there doesn't seem to be much of a cockpit as of yet. I know there's like the overhead panel is there, but no instrumentation, nothing down there. So yeah, we have to refuel it, all that stuff. Liquid hydrogen, is that what the plane does? Is that a rebuild of the classic? I think it's a Grum and Goose, right? But might be a rebuild that uses hydrogen. I don't know. Okay, so here is the job board. I understand that. But for now, of course, we have to start by repairing the plane. Let's quickly have a look at our binder. I think that's kind of the tutorial. I don't think there's much of a real in-game tutorial for now, so let's read that. Hi, I ain't gonna ramble too much. My name is Marge, this is my old shop. If you're of the mechanical mindset, fix up the old bird at the dock with parts inside here. You've got a binder on here with some helpful info. Yeah, we already found that. Happy skies, Marge. Well, thank you, Marge. Really appreciate it, and I'm really looking forward to getting that plane ready to fly. So, do we have space in here to put all those boxes, or do we just want to leave them outside? No, wait, those are the deliveries, right? Those are the deliveries. Gotta leave them here. I thought for a second that was like parts for us, but it doesn't look like it. Looks like those are the deliveries we have to do. Looks like all the parts that we need are there already. Oh my god, it's fuel piping. Oh god, how deep does that simulation go? Pressure sensor. Okay, bed North loop, whatever that means. It's inside the engine, superconducting coil. Oh boy, let's quickly get out the book. That looks more complicated than I initially anticipated, so yeah, welcome pilot, that plane at the dock is for you. Thank you. But need some care first. Assembling and maintaining the old bird is your responsibility. Get the plane in flying order, after which there are crates in need of delivery to communities in the area. Yeah, just read the binder, don't go around looking at stuff and just guessing. Just read the binder. Plane assembly. The plane is missing most of its major subsystems, but can be replaced using the parts in the shed. Parts snap together when highlighted in green. A blue highlight shows where a part will be dropped, and red shows an invalid drop spot. Okay. Use the wrench default key G to bolt together parts, bolt connected parts to each other. Trying to attach too many unbolted particles cause them to fall apart. Subsystems, groups of parts can be assembled off-plane as a unit or in place in the plane. The major systems in the plane are magnode prop engines 2 times, hydrogen fuel tanks, hydrogen fuel cell power plant, main power source. So we got hydrogen fuel and the fuel cell. Are those electric engines then? Batteries, instrument panel, cargo racks. Individual reference for more info. Okay, flying the plane. Flying a plane is a complex task. That can be sometimes a few small tips. We will take learning and practice to master to get off the ground. The following may be of help. See settings for controls. Take off. Use the rope tool to cast off. On the water at low speed, use differential thrust to steer over. Thank God we got more than one throttle handle. At high speed, the rudder becomes effective. Take off with flaps down, full throttle and full prop RPM. Cruise, flaps up, reduce throttle. For more speed and climb performance, reduce propeller RPM. And landing flaps down, land slow, staying inside the white arc on the airspeed indicator. Yeah, it's just flying. So we don't need any help flying, I think, but we do need help assembling the bird. Deliveries. Check the bulletin, we saw that. Board for deliveries needing to be taken between local communities. Select a job from the board. And check your binder for info on the current job. Look for the 4-character job code in the binder entry and on the relevant crate. So it doesn't do much of hand holding, we have to do it ourselves. That's great, I love that. Load crates into the racks mounted inside your plane to secure them. Drop the deliveries off near the yellow circle depot sign near the bulletin board at your destination. Awesome. Assembly reference. Oh, wait a second. No, that's just okay. That's just the next page. Assembly reference. The Magno prop engine is an electric plane motor utilizing a superconducting stator for higher efficiency. It drives a 3-blade constant speed propeller with a maximum rated input of about 350 kilowatts. That's about 470 horsepower. It provides an electric alternative to similarly sized radial combustion engines. That is awesome. To begin assembly, assemble 8 stator units by bolting a Badnort's loop to each superconducting coil. Each unit is then attached to the stator supporting ring as shown in figure 2. Like so. Once the stator is assembled, secure the stator support ring to the bottom cowling section. Connect 3 propeller blades to the magnet propel core, which acts as the rotor. When placed inside the stator, the core will be magnetically centered and requires no bolts to remain secure. Okay. It's like a levitating engine center there. Attach the cooling up top to secure the complete assembly. Individual parts may be removed for maintenance and inspection without disassembling the entire engine. The motor may be operated with the top cowling removed for ground inspection. But only for ground inspection. Figure 4, fully assembled. Warning: a failure to properly secure all bolts on the motor may result in increased wear due to vibration or catastrophic failure of the motor while in operation. Good, you know what, before we continue, let us do what we already learned. Let's build the motors, and then when we're done with the motors, we're gonna do the next part. So, stator and coils. I love that already. Really looking forward to the... Do I need the... My mouse sensitivity was a bit too high there, but I think that's better. Really looking forward to the flying part. Really want to know how that feels. Okay, and we can assemble this. Cool. And I guess we have to do like jobs and then earn money to replace those parts here. Those are gonna wear out, I think, and then we have to replace the parts that are worn out to hopefully not encounter any failures, especially when in the air. I'm probably gonna have to deal with engine failures and such in flight. And we're gonna secure all that stuff right away. Right away, lest we forget. Or I can just... Okay, I can just... Single click is enough, is that? Oh, I can push that around. Good. But now I don't know what I already did and I didn't do. That is tightened. That is tightened. That all seems to be done. Great, let us also... Can we not put you here? Let's finish those two. And I guess then we have to bring them outside and then assemble the interior of the motor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And thank God it's left and right click, otherwise no, we probably would unscrew stuff that we have fastened all the time. So I'm really glad that that's not the case. Like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good, so that's that. Let's bring that outside. Oh, do I need a bottom cowling? Let's see, is that cowl bottom, cowl top? Okay, didn't know that. Yeah, that looks great. Gonna bring the second one bolted. What a cool concept though. It does require concentration on one hand, but on the other hand it's quite meditative. Feels really nice. Let's pick that up. Wait. So that's 4 bolts here at the bottom, okay. None on this side, I hope we're not forgetting anything. How are we supposed to park the plane here with the walkway here? You know what I mean? Is that retractable? I don't think so. Oh, we're gonna see. Probably don't have to park like exactly in the right spot. Maybe. I hope we don't have to reverse into the spot. I haven't set an, you know, a key for reverse yet. Don't know how important the reverser is in this game. Good. Should we have? Wait a second. Want to at least on one side detach. Let's put that here. I want to assemble the engine first and then put the cowl on. Good, we need that inner thingamajig. Can we put that up here somehow? No. Do we have a workbench or anything? I want to put the propellers on already. I don't want to go out there bringing a single propeller every time. 1 prop. 2 prop, okay, that's working. Just doesn't mind that it's clipping through. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just gonna check if we can just insert that here. Oh, we can. Look. Perfect. And that should be the engines then. One, two, three, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, wait. We need to. No, we don't. We don't need to secure that, right? It doesn't bolt anywhere. It just floats there. Yeah. Yeah. Why? How and why would we bolt that if it needs to move? Good. So, that's the engines. Great. This one. Good. Fuel cell power plant. Electric power is generated using a high temperature hydrogen fuel cell system that combines hydrogen with oxygen from the air. The fuel cell power plant provides the necessary air and hydrogen fuel flow to generate up to 600 kilowatts of continuous power. This assembly is designed to fit in the overhead compartment just to the rear of the pilot. Good. Let's take that all into the shop. There's no collision, that's good. I saw the frame back here, right? Fuel cell support frame. Fuel cell housing, sure. So we need 2 of those. Hydrogen fuel feed line connects to. Goddamn, that's complicated. Okay, hydrogen fuel feed line. Let's bring that in there. Just one screw there. Okay. Yeah, that's next. The housing. So nice, we are entering the age of electric aviation. I dig it. 2 and 3 is cell stack, left and port, and housing cap. Housing caps and what's that? And take aha. Left and port. And caps. Okay, that's on this side. Perfect. So that's this done. What is air intake manifold and 5 intake sensor cluster. But that and that looks. Those are 2 different parts, right? Or is that is not this part but rotated? We're gonna look for air intake manifold and the intake sensor cluster first. Now, yeah, there's an exhaust and an intake, right? Sensor cluster has to come here. This has to come here. What's that? Exhaust sensor. But we got the cluster, we got that stuff. And now we have to bring up all this 7 to up to 11. Also, where's the exhaust? There's a tank and aux tanks. Tank support, right? Okay. But we forgot something there, right? No, that's the manifold, but we need the hydrogen fuel feed line still. That is not here. Is that out there with the other piping? Sensor, no. But it has to be here then. We turn that around or have a look below that. Is that No, we did. That is the... We already installed that. I'm stupid. Okay. We did that. Stupid. That was where we mounted all this stuff. Goddamn. Okay. Let us bring the turbo compressor and the intercooler duct and intercooler together. Yeah, okay, that was... So 2 parts are too many parts to stick together. Good to know. Does that connect? Where does that connect? But doesn't it say this goes here? Sensors. I'm not sure. Maybe if we connect that first. A little hard to see sometimes if we got all the screws, but I think those were only 2 screws, so hope we're fine there. So we get those 2 sensors. Where do they go? Sensors is 10. This should connect. Oh look, it's snapping on both sides, and that's where we screw them in. That is already in, and now this comes here. It's gonna be bolted, and that is a completed power plant. Yeah, we did all that. Yeah. This connects here and this connects here. Good. For clarity, yeah, we don't need clarity. I think we're finished. Good. Pick up assembly. That should go somewhere behind the pilot seat. Yeah. Snap that here. Should have opened that first, of course. Looking great, looking good. Hydrogen tanks, we already saw those. Tanks. What else? Liquid hydrogen tanks. Liquid hydrogen fuel LH2 is stored in 3 cryogenic tanks, 1 male, 2 aux. These tanks hold a total capacity of 70 kilograms of LH2 with an internal volume of about 1 cubic meter at a temperature of minus 244 Celsius or minus 407 Fahrenheit and a pressure of about 100 psi, 6.9 bars. Good. What do we need to bring there? Now the fun starts. Look, that's all the plumbing there, the piping. Warning, failure to install every tank port or sensor will result in reduced performance of the hydrogen storage subsystem. Awesome. Let's see, that's all this here, inlet, outlet, yeah, the yoink. Tank ports and sensors may be installed before or after securing the tank in the support frame. Parts are not interchangeable between AUX and main tanks. Okay, that's cool. Support frame and tanks are installed below the cabin floor in the hold accessible via the floor hatch. Good, let's start with the AUX tanks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those have the same name, but are different parts for the main and the AUX tanks, right? Let's see. Those are AUX tanks. Let's start with those. Let's do all this, all the same steps, I guess, on the AUX and the main tanks. That was that. That was the heat exchanger refrigeration loop. Can we just, pick up stuff and see where it connects? We can. Might even be easier. One, two. Inlet. Level sensor. So all this. Level sensor, temperature sensor. Level and temperature sensor. Okay, and these should. That's 6 and 8. Those should connect to the main thingies here. Let's see. Main tank level sensor. AUX tank level sensor. And temperature sensors for the main and for the AUX tanks. That's really awesome how deep that goes. It's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun. Relief valve. That's 7 and 7. AUX and AUX. We got here pressure sensor. It's 5. Well, I mean, it's just gonna snap where it needs to go. Can we pick all of that up? Goes here. That goes here. Fasten. And leak detector for the main, for the AUX, for the AUX tank. Fasten that. So I guess we got inlet, outlet, heat exchanger, and the detectors and sensors. And battery unit. Cable, that's battery control unit. So that's the next stuff. So this thingy here, guess, is complete. Let's see. Can we? No, we cannot have a look at the same time. But there's no open spaces, right? It's 4. That's Yeah, that's exactly what's on there. So, let's install that. Can close that and close that for now. And now comes the batteries, right? High voltage battery bank. These battery banks allow for the installation of high voltage, high current battery units. Each rack can mount 3 battery units and a single required control unit. Each battery unit has a capacity of 5.5 kilowatt hours. With this limited capacity, flights of any length must use the fuel cell system for power. The battery banks may serve as a backup in emergency situations. Depending on the condition and max power rating of the LH2 fuel cell power plant, battery capacity may be a requirement for takeoff, in order to meet the engine's power requirements at full throttle. It's the assembled power bank here. In order for an individual battery unit to charge or supply power to the aircraft, the breaker switch must be flipped to on. The charge condition screen will display the battery's charge percentage regardless of the breaker's position. Okay. Racks may be installed in the plane cabin to allow for the installation of battery banks or cargo racks. Secure the rack to the plane, so I guess we can have more cargo or more battery. Okay, that's interesting. Secure the rack to the plane and install cargo crate racks or battery banks in each section. The precise configuration may be determined by the aircraft operator. That's us. Good, we got checklists, awesome, so quickly. Goods rack, okay. Battery connect delete. Okay, so we have to install those first, right? So how many racks can we have? Can we have a 1x3 on both sides and then more singles, or what's the deal there? Oh, we have almost forgot to secure this. But we did secure the other stuff up there. Can we... Also, what's that? Can we... okay, we can at least place those single batteries there. And this whole thing will be fastened into the rack, right? Like so. And then we can take 4 more boxes. That's where... I'm not sure what's smarter here. I mean, the handbook wants to have them in the back. Don't know if that's a requirement or like a tip, or if that doesn't matter. I don't know how much like weight and balance stuff we have to do. We're gonna see. Do I have them? Do I have to turn them all on individually then? As I didn't bolt the other one. Now I'm getting careless. Really shouldn't forget anything. Good, so that's the checklists. Services, breakdown bay. Good, good, good. I know how your navigation works. We're gonna have a look at that later, but that looks good. Let's just see what else is in the shack, but it looks like we are really nearing completion. Like the cockpit, the six-pack in the cockpit, the whole flight control thingy is still missing. That's here. Instrument panel is of course the the correct word here. Good. But no mixture lever here. Let me just see if that all works. Okay, so that's for some reason the wrong way around, but that's working. Those are working. Controls. Throttle 1 was this one, right? Test output. Good. That's looking good. Cool. That is working. Exit pilot seat. Left mouse button. Great. What else we got here? Also, hello there, Max. Nice to have you here. Just want to see here, can we install more goods racks? There's no, like, we call it not machine, but what would, okay, so in order to install, good, I understand that. So we have to bring all of those too. I want to bring all of those first and then bolt them. The manual didn't mention the control unit. Did it mention cables too? I'm not sure. I guess we're just gonna bring the cables and see where they auto connect. And I mean also, of course, keep in mind this is a pre-early access version. That's just a playtest. So for that, that's really well done already. Also, now that I mention it, the Steam page, the developers said save early and save often, so that's what we're gonna do, especially if we're gonna take the plane up in the air. I should have assembled that before and then took it out. Yeah, that's what you call the walk of shame then. Battery control units 1. Also, why am I not sprinting? But look at that. And I'd like to know how many balls we already screwed in. It's gotta be a lot. So those are breakout cables and battery connector cables. Good, and then our storage is empty. That connects. Not sure if we have to bolt them. We're gonna have a look at that in a second. No, it's just a connector cable. Probably could have assembled all of that in there and then taken it out, but we didn't. And we need, what, 6 of those? Or do we? Does that have two each? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Of course, the battery has 2 cables. Oh boy. Well, I guess I'm just gonna do it from out here. It's gonna take too long otherwise. Not the most realistic way to do it there, but let's just work now. We've seen it once, so don't need to see it 12 more or 11 more times. Righty, so let's just quickly do that. Fill up the plane. Fill up the plane. And then I guess already take our first job. I don't know if they are time critical. I hope not, because I want to take my time. It's the first time reading the checklist, starting up the plane. It's not going to be too complicated, of course, being an electrical engine. But still, it's a complex twin nonetheless with probe RPM levers. So I got 4 levers to take care of, a lot of knobs and stuff. The systems that we just built up all seem to be simulated too. Yeah, so it's not just getting in and flying around, but you know, knowing what you're doing, reading the checklist, understanding the systems there. 6 cables, that is on. Right, let's just double check here in the warehouse, but there's nothing left here. And let's see. Origin test island and to like, can we have a map here? Okay, so that's test island. So it's either many peaks or nest lakes. Don't really care. It doesn't say about the weight or anything. I don't know what's easier or what's hard there. Well, let's take Nest Lake and let's take 4 jobs, right? So that's current jobs. MQ93. MQ93. Can put that there. Okay. Nest Lake. Okay, let's take. Let's already take 2 more. Doesn't matter. Nest Lake. Nest Lake. Then let's see here. JP11, MX11, 3247. It's not this. MX32. That MX32, JP11, and no, HE47, right? HE47, cool. That's awesome. Can just park that here for a second. I could even take more, but let's just do those 4 jobs. I don't know if the weight here is relevant. Don't necessarily want to go max takeoff weight on the first run there. We're gonna take that with us, right? Good, so we did all of that. Connect nozzle to vehicle. Open vehicle tank cutoff switch. Vehicle tank cutoff switch. Press start to begin fueling. Auxiliary, so we can have 2 more auxiliary tanks as it looks like later on, but for now aux tanks are filling, main tank is filling, and we're just gonna wait for the main tank and then disconnect, and then I think we're ready to go already. I mean, already I've been streaming for, well, just under an hour, so yeah, it's definitely doable, but that has been a lot of steps, a lot of single steps, building up the systems. Great, so I guess we're just gonna disconnect that here, connect that here. Are we going to Nest Lake, right? Just to be sure, Nest Lake Island, that's all correct here. That's 117.6 and 133 degrees. 133. Nope, so correct. 111. And then 17.6, and we cannot pre-select that. Good, I guess we're gonna close that. Wait, do we have to... Okay, let's have a look at the checklist there. Before taxi and engine starts, pre-flight inspection is complete. Passenger briefing complete. We don't have passengers today. Cargo is secure. How do we check that? I just put it in the rack. Is that secure? Good. Dock lines cast. I hope this doesn't. Okay, we're gonna do this just before we enter the plane. Oh no. But I mean, plane looks good from the outside. Everything else we can do from the inside. Like so. Close that. I want to... I mean, that's attached, and we can detach it. It sits neatly in there, so that should definitely be secured. The rear door is closed and the flaps are up. Can we... Great, that's working. But I guess we have to get up for a second and get the batteries ready here. Good. Battery master tank cutoff should be open. Fuel cutoff. Let's go. No, that's not part of the checklist for now, right? Tank cutoff open. Fuel cutoff open. Need 1.5 to 3 bar. Oh, we got that. Oh, that's here. So that's rising in the green there. Perfect. We can take the electrical master on. Battery charge off for engine start. Fuel pressure has been checked. Respawn mode auto. Auto. Motor master. Both on. Fuel open. 1 centimeter. Starter, check the kilowatts, check the RPM, and starter off. Okay, and repeat for... Started the left one first. What do we want? 10 kilowatt, 400 RPM. If we're rolling already, let's turn the plane around just a bit. That if we go to full idle there, that the engines will shut off. Okay, that's not 400 RPM, but that's like the manifold pressure, right? That's the power output, power and RPM. I understand that. Power plant, power out. So we did that, right? The motor shut down. You know what? Save the game. Okay, we can use the controller, but not. I want to have a little bit more field of view there. Like so. We're heading 120 now, and we want to head 133, our track, about 143, 133 on the VOR. Is the game a little bit loud there? Just bring that down just a bit. That can be a bit more, a bit louder on the music. That should be fine. Maybe like so. Just so that I am louder than the plane, louder than the music. That all does seem to work. Flaps 1. Wait. We're already texting there. So I guess I definitely have to set a key for the reverse. Let's do that now. Reverse thrust hold. That's one of the triggers. Should be fine. Yeah. Not sure what that does, but reverse. Ah, okay. It's. I don't know what that says. Also, we can change the cameras here. Okay, but what is the? Sorry, I have to go back into the settings again. What is the zoom key here? Why? Okay. Hold for reverse, light blinks while engaging, do not use in flight. Good. An autopilot, don't know what that does yet. But again, let's just bring the plane up in the air for now. Like so we can see the power and all the instruments. Come over a bit to the left here. And then bring in max power. Straighten out the wings a bit. So there's That's not me. Okay. There we go. 70. More back pressure. And up. Awesome. Let's accelerate just a bit. To 90. Flaps can come up. I set climb power. Just a bit back on the throttle. Bring the prop up here and back into the green range. Let's fly straight here a bit. We need to go a bit more to the right. We are now parallel to the radial that we want to fly on, but we just need to gain a bit more height. See how the trim works there. Should have checked the checklist. That was way too ambitious of a turn there. Let's maybe go to 4,500 or so. Time is maximum 300, maximum 100. Cruising distance. So let's have 25, 20. Awesome. That we reached 5,000. Okay. Let's say at 5,000. That's okay. Switch wheel arms already. Nestle 176. Let's see if that receives. Yep, that's receiving. Excellent. still speeding up. Let's try 2020 here. Way further down again. Oh, it doesn't want to come down further. On the fault. That's cool too, I guess. 50 but starting to descend. So 25-20 instead of 150. You're gonna stay there. It is a good simulation, I have to say. Like of course probably not 100% accurate. Sure, but it's all really nicely done. Fallout. with a pen. If we imagine that to be real life. That's funny. Oh, there's the float. That's cool. So I guess that map is going to be big. I wonder what will come in the future. What will come? I think in 5 days, at the end of March, 30th of March, Playtest game should enter early access. I don't know if that then comes with a different version and more stuff, like an update. I would guess so, right? Okay, so power boost on before landing then. Flaps might be open 80. Okay. It looks all doable. Again, a little bit simplified, but it's an electric plane, so you would expect it to be a lot simpler when it comes to motor management, engine management. There's a lot less room for failure, a lot less parts. It's the same in cars, right? Super nicely like trimmed out. Just gonna leave you with her for a second. I'll be back shortly. about 210 towards the station. So 1, 2, 4, 5, that's about 210, that's here, so we're about here, right? We have to cross those mountains. replace and repair broken parts. We don't want to put unnecessary stress on any of the parts there, right? Also dialed down the game sounds a bit more. Not really sure. They also went way in the yellow, just below my level there on the microphone. So I hope you could still hear me fine just there. So look, that's the bend in the big water mass there. So yeah, it should be coming up just behind those mountains there. But still, we're still heading towards it. Also the chat overlay doesn't work here, and I don't know why. I think it's just the YouTube chat messages that don't like make it through. Not really sure what's causing that. But then again, since we're nearing our destination here, I think don't really have time here or the capacities to troubleshoot. So I'm sorry if you're watching on YouTube and commenting and your messages are not displayed on screen. I can still see and read them. It's now coming up on I suppose is... what's that? This... I'm not sure. There's... looks to be water, then land, and then water, and then it's nested here. So water, land, and then water, and here behind this mountain range, that's where it should be nested. Right, so let's again have a look at, check this before landing. Is power boost mode on, not in the descent though, so where's the power boost mode? That's here. Let's come back on the power. Really down. We want to like follow the water here and then come back into the valley here. Trimming for about 120, still within the green range, you know, but already slowing down. I need... oh, it's so safe. It's good. Safe, early safe, often. I don't like it, especially if the FOV is too big. It's hard to read stuff sometimes then, but it's also not really convenient to... I always have to grab my mouse to use the camera. I can't use head tracking, and apparently I can't use the head switches on my yoke either, so yeah, this for now we'll have to do, so I have everything, like at least the important stuff inside the instruments for the engines and the navigation. So just a second, I want to recheck here if we are near 240. Yeah, look where it switches from to from. That's 90 offset, and we got 150 here, so we're almost at 240. So where is that? Should be behind. That's kind of counterintuitive, but it should be. Should be back there somewhere. Oh boy. Really hope I'm going the right way. Is it here or is it the next lake over? Or is it back here? I am not really sure. No, it should be the next one over. That is not a place to land here. Still 130, still going to. Is that the station up top of the mountain there? Don't play around too much, but the station itself should be on top of the mountain, right? So we can receive it. I don't know if that matters. It's probably not simulated there, right? Like that when we have a mountain in between the station and the plane. Shouldn't really be able to receive it. Come on, putting in a bit more power there. Was maybe a bit excessive. Full forward already. And it's just a bit sensitive there. That's okay though. Let's come around the hill here. Should be somewhere in there. I really hope we're not gonna crash. Where is that godforsaken airfield there? Station over there is to our right, but the airfield is not. This is too far, I think. flying east, but should be flying west. We're coming from the station, so that can't be right where we are going. I am lost. Let's quickly come over to 1183. So that's about 250, right? Is it on the other side of that mountain, maybe? Just a little bit of power, so we can make it over there. Go pretty much towards the other station there, towards what's it called? Many Peaks. Navigate to the station. I'm lost. Lost. Good. That is harder to find than I anticipated. Good. Heading 300 is the heading to the station. 4,000 feet should be fine. Like so. And then Nest Lake should be just to the southwest of the station. Like down here. Look. That's it. That to the right a bit so we can look out the window here to the left. That looks nested as fuck. So we're gonna come around the mountain here. I think that would have been our initial plan. We just missed it somehow. Not really sure what happened there. Bring the power all the way down just before. Let's charge that. We need to, we don't really need to, right? So no charging. Oh, so the lake is nested. Look, it's not connected to the big like to the big lake or to the sea. So that's why we didn't find it. Are we within the white arc? Want to go below 100, right, for flaps 1. Props come full forward now. Trimming. There's 90 knots. Want to go flaps 1. That's 30 degrees. also safe. Like so, I got everything inside there. Except for maybe the airfield. But that's there. Okay. Flaps full. We need to come down. It's not good, right? Are we coming in too steep? Can we make that? You know what? Let's go flaps 30 and let's just fly a circle here. Those guys are really isolated. Like nowhere you can go there. Just by boat or by plane. Not even by boat, right? It's a lake. Also, let's concentrate. Let's not stall the plane. Let us not crash, not stall the plane. Oh, God, that was close. Turn around here. Should have come in there through the gap there. You know what? I want to go out. I want to have space there. Almost stalling again. That is kind of hard to fly. And I mean, sure, it would be a real challenge to land that plane or any seaplane, like on a small lake in between mountains there. So yeah, I can definitely live with that. And it's a challenge. Most important thing is that we didn't crash. Really miss head tracking. So yeah, this is the entrance there, and now I see why we missed it. Sure. So we were slightly above 80 there for the final stage of flaps, but it's fine. It's fine. Slow down. 75. Let's go decent. Lake is not super long there. Come on, stay on the ground. Good, that was the reverse, so that seems to be working. Let's quickly save that. I don't know how my parking job is gonna go. Flaps come up. there's the dock. Do we want to turn around? Doors on our left side. So probably want to come to the other side and then turn the plane around. Not sure how precise our parking job will have to be there. Concentrate. Oh man. Please, no. Is that like good enough? Let's just reverse here a few meters and then more. You know what? I'm just gonna keep the engines running there. Let's see if I can tie that down. Can I not? Ah, it's not permitted to go on the same thing. Detach rope. Attach. Loosen rope, tighten rope. Right mouse button. Scroll down. Drop rope, pull rope. It's not pulling though. Should have just come straight in. Yeah, I don't care. Or do I care? Can I even go in there like this? For a second I thought we're gonna have a problem here. I reverse on the one engine. I can. No, I want to reverse on the one engine, please. And then once the engines have settled, why is that unwilling to turn? Now the rope is pulling. Okay, I see. I see how it goes. Right, you know what? Guess we're just gonna have to, for a second, just detach the rope. Detach the rope. And jump in there. Can leave the door open. Okay, so that was definitely a noobish and dumb parking job. But it looks like now we are on the right track there. Oh, it's our, of course, it's our... I forgot about that. Okay, so we do have to come around here anyway. Let's quickly do that. Turning around here with the reverser. No. Damn, that's really hard to control. Okay, this I will definitely have to practice. That is not something to write home about what I'm doing here. Come on, just go over there, please. No. How is that so hard? How am I such a goddamn noob here? So there's no coast coming up here. I want to take my space here and really realign. Come on, do it. Where's the dock? It's there. Now stabilize the engines on like the same RPM coming off the reverse. No. I just can't, man. It definitely doesn't help that I put the reverse key on the yoke instead of the The throttles. Let me see if I can change that. Where was that? Reverse. Not trigger. Listen for rewind. Confirm. Let's see how that works. Good. No reverse. Coming off the throttle on the... Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Almost there. Good, I need to go a little bit more to the right, so... That will turn the engines off, right? Like this. Come on. Does that count? Come on. Engines off. I don't even mind. I want to turn that all off. Off. Let's keep that on for a second in case we need... I don't know what. It's off, 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 off. Let's also turn that off. Off, off, off. Come on. Why can I not jump up here? Was that connected all the time? Also, can I please leave the water? And now I can nicely pull the rope. Look. Let's pull. Come on. Tighten rope. That's tightening the rope here, right? Oh no, the pontoon is going down. Can I just grab that from up there? That would be nice. I want to put that up here. I want to put that. It's hard to get used to those controls, right? right mouse button to detach. Detach. That doesn't matter. We're delivering white packages. I hope no one minds there. Okay. Nested Lake Island. Why do you want it? So those are not... Select the job from the board, check a window, yada yada. Drop the deliveries off near the yellow circle depot sign. Near the bulletin board. Oh yeah. That looks good. Wait. Like so. Like so. And like so. Awesome, but looks like no economy as of now. We don't get any money and we don't need to buy anything. But I'm sure that will all come into in the future. Cool. So yeah, I definitely have to learn how to park this plane. That was a disaster, and thankfully we could just grab the wagon and deliver the packages from the bottom of the lake. Didn't even mind. So yeah, that's something we have to do better in the future. But apart from that, I was having a ton of fun. The plane flies pretty much like a real one. Again, there's no airflow simulation or anything, but you need to trim the plane, you need to manage propellers, the engine power, the torque, and the propellers. So yeah, the simulation is deep enough, especially for a single developer game. And I'm really looking forward to watching this game develop, watching it grow, new content. Yeah, really eager to see what the developer has in stock for us. But I think for tonight, for a first look in the game, yeah, we got one more airfield on the map really, but that is pretty much the extent of the content there is until now. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna end the stream here. I want to thank you all for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like what you saw, please consider giving the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Really, keeps me going here. Always happy to have new people here that enjoy a good cargo delivery. Yeah, thanks for joining me tonight. Have a good night, and bye bye. See you next time. Bye bye.